What's good, y'all? I'm back again with another vid. I hope y'all doing well, living well, and ready to dive deep in, because that's all we doing forever, man. Not even just 2025. That's this lifetime and the next one. But let's get straight to it. I feel like the amount of something that you have does not determine the value of it. Just because you have a lot of something doesn't mean that it's valuable, or just because you have a little bit of something doesn't mean that it holds no value at all. So let's go with the most pragmatic, practical example. We're going to start off with that. So everybody complains about inflation and how things keep going up in price, but this is the reason why. Now stay with me because we're going to tie all of this in. So they keep printing more and more money every single year, every single day. And since there's more and more money being borrowed into existence, then the value of your $1, the purchasing power of your dollar goes down. So that's why so many things cost so much more. The value of them has not increased, but the price of them has. And just like the dollar, the value of the dollar has not increased. It's actually gone down because the more money there is, the less money your dollar is worth. And for instance, in 10 years, bread will probably be $30 because the more money they keep printing, the less value your dollar has in able to purchase more things, if that makes sense. So with that being said, there is a solution to this problem of them continuously borrowing money into existence. So what that is Bitcoin. And now stay with me. This is not a financial video, but we're just leading with the financials into the more spiritual. So with that being said, Bitcoin, there's only a fixed amount. There's only gonna ever be 21 million total Bitcoin. So the more people that find out about it and start buying in, the price of each coin will continue to rise. And it's around 100,000 right now. So the more people that buy into it, the value of each coin will continue to increase. So how can we relate that to what we're saying? So as the price of Bitcoin continues to rise, the less Bitcoin you need to buy more things. So as the value of your dollar goes down, the more they're printing, the value of Bitcoin goes up because there's only a fixed amount. Now let's relate that with this is real life, but let's relate that to more so ourselves and some more practical examples. And if you want to do, I'm not telling you to buy Bitcoin, but I will tell you to study it. And I'll link a few videos in the description because it's something definitely worth learning about. And it's a part of our daily lives. We spend hours a day, hours of our lives going to get money, and they can just keep printing it out of thin air. So do your research. Like I said, I'll put some links in the description. But back to the more spiritual side of things. I feel like myself, like I'm not a famous person. I haven't necessarily gone super viral, but the amount of people that I have connected with and impacted does not determine the value of my impact, right? So just because I have a smaller audience doesn't make me less valuable than somebody that has 1 million subscribers. Like the amount of impact that you have on people varies, and you never know. Like I made a TikTok a while ago. The impact you have on people is way beyond what you think, because the way you may inspire somebody or something you may tell them will inspire them to act a certain way or portray this certain energy to the people in their life, and they will begin to impact and inspire them. So it's like a domino effect. But just back to the idea of the fact that the value is not the amount. But just think about like how many people out there. I honestly feel like we see all these famous people and they're special. They have things that make them famous, and they have honed their talents and use them to benefit themselves. But at the same time, just because you're famous doesn't make you any more valuable than somebody who's underground or somebody who no one knows about. Me and my homies was talking, it's like the best rappers, nobody probably even knows about them, but we just see all these mainstream people in our face. But just because that is the current trend and that is what's pushed doesn't mean that's always what's exactly valuable. So I feel like there's so many things in life that can be related to this. Like even the most simplest things, when you think about it, like um just having the basic necessities. We're so caught up in trying to have a luxurious life, but just because you don't have a fancy car, a nice house, all of these things, just because something isn't popular doesn't make it any less valuable. And like like I said, there's so many things in this world that have this value that are not known. And I feel like the key to the world, whatever that is something that's obviously not known and something, I don't want to say kept secret, but not spread on a mass level, kind of like Bitcoin. But that's the key to the damn monetary system. But I just feel like there's no limit to the value that you have based on the amount of it that it is. And the value of things is not determined by the quantity, but by the essence and the quality of the thing more so. And I feel like every single thing in this universe, like you just look around at my room, there's I can't even count how many things are in here, but they all have a value. Like you think every single thing around your room has some point been something you dreamed of or something you've wanted, and now it's yours, now it's in your space, and now it holds a certain value to you whether you use it or not. But all of these things in my room aren't just placed here for no reason, and just because there's not a lot of them, you got a lot of shit in here, but doesn't mean that they're not valuable. And I feel like in this society, a lot of us think once we reach a certain number, once we get to $1 million, once we have this and that, that we will be a valuable person and be able to be looked at as a valuable person. But that's just simply not true. But what I did realize in thinking that is when you do reach this level where you think that you will be satisfied and ready to accept yourself as valuable, you realize that you've always actually been valuable, but you're just linking it to a certain material or a certain thing or a certain person. But just you being a human being is valuable. Like, I think we brush over too much of the fact that we are a human being. I want to make a whole separate video just about the human body. I kind of already touched on it a little bit in my You Are a Walking Universe video, but like, bro, I just sometimes, like, probably like once a day, I just sit here and realize, like, I'm really a human in a body. And as I talk about my brain, as I'm talking about my experience, it's my brain talking about itself. And it's like, what? Like, and I say this often, but it's definitely worth saying. Your breath and your heartbeat, the most important vital functions, you don't even tell them to, you don't tell your heart to beat, you don't tell your blood to flow, it shit just happens. So you're so valuable as you are. And I feel like it's so, we look so much to be defined by the materialistic things or by the amount of things. But just think, Elon Musk, he ain't the happiest person in the world just because he has the most money. The amount doesn't matter. It's what you see in the quality of whatever it is you have, not how much of it is. Like, I think it's important to appreciate a breadcrumb just as much as you appreciate the loaf. It's still bread. I mean, the breadcrumb might not fill you, but it's still valuable because it holds the essence of the bread. Because you stack up all of them breadcrumbs, what are you gonna get? A loaf of bread. Figuratively. But yeah, man, like, the value is not linked to the amount. We are all extremely valuable people just for existing. And I really want to push that. And that's an idea that I really live by, because it's so easy to get caught up in thinking that you're not enough based on your accumulation of things. But I'll end the video off with this idea. Just as one cell in your body makes up your entire body, you as one human make up the entire human race. So just because you're only one human in the entire human race doesn't mean that you don't matter. If you start taking away each individual human and get down to all the way to one human, then it's just one human. But humanity is compromised of all individual humans, and we all make a whole. So each part, each little individual thing in the system makes up the whole and has value, just like every single one of your cells, your organs, your muscles, everything in your body. Just like all these things on this planet make up Earth, make up us, and we're able to be one even though we may not see it that way. But yeah, man, your amount does not determine your value. You have unlimited value always. It's just about recognizing the gold that you have within you, because we're so focused and fixated on trying to find it in the dollar, when the dollar is constantly going down, and we don't realize we have gold within us, and we are inherently and always valuable just for being here and existing as we are. So I appreciate y'all for listening. Go study and learn about the system that we're in, because it is inevitably a part of the way we live and the way we spend our time. And like I said, or I haven't said this, but the most valuable things in this life are your time and freedom. So learn how to buy back your time and appreciate the amount of life that you're living, and make it valuable. Make each moment valuable, because we don't know how long we'll be here, but we do know that we can make each moment valuable and start to see the value of life that is ever present. We're just so far looking forward in the future, in the distance, that we forget to see it right here, right now, with us always. I appreciate y'all for listening. We out. Unlimited.